Let's explore some more on the web application and the interaction with the file system, what's really going on with the server. So here's a server that's running, and here's a browser, and here's your project files. Here is your application. So we looked into how to get to index.html. So there are two ways by default. If you were to type /app1, it'll take you to the link, which is the URL. That's what it says. And another way is app1 / index.html will take you to index.html. There's a default file that you can use to build additional applications or copy it. On the other hand, if you look at the templates directory, there is a directory called secured, and under which I have app1 and test.html. Just by the notion that this particular file is under the folder called secured, and if you were to try to access that, secured /app1 test.html, it'll ask you for the sign-in information. So this is something that's conveniently built into the framework called LearnDjango. Is any file that's under secured will require users to log in. So there are two ways your users can log in. One is by clicking in sign in option, or you may have a file that you allow people to click, and when they click on that and when they try to access that HTML, and if it is under secured folder, it will ask for the sign-in information. And this sign-in information that you can use to either sign into the account, or you can look for the passwords, or if you already have signed in, you can sign in using your username and password. But before you can get this sign in to work, have the users to create accounts, one thing you want to do is you want to go to templates directory and edit this myconfig.template. You should add your authentication information for email and all the other things. For example, you can, if you want to send that email to your users, SMTP and your email ID and the password. And you need to store this. Don't worry about all the other settings, but if you get that working, you need to copy that file into home directory called Django under myconfig.py. So once if you have that, that gets loaded into your project directory if it exists. We talked about it last time in settings.py. So as you can see here, if there is a path that expands, that exists, then it gets loaded, it gets imported, and those settings will be made available to you. For now, I have those settings available. So I'll show you how it works, and it may work once if you get that working. Once if you have that file stored in your home directory. Okay, so now I don't know if I have if I've already signed in. Yeah, I have the username and password. I've already signed in, so I can put my username and password. On the other hand, I can sign out, right? And I can sign in. I can ask for the password. Let me try to see if I can create a sign up. So I don't have much of the default authentication built in, so I will use something like test.com. Let me use a real email. And then I will use some password. Let's see if it works. Okay, that did work. Okay. Okay, password must be all right. Hopefully this will go through. Yeah, that went through and I signed up. So if you check your email, you must have gotten an email through so as I got an email right there for validation application. Anyway, that's the way how the life cycle works. So if you don't want to use the sign up and just build the plain applications, you don't have to worry about this. Just put the files right here. That should just work fine. Next, we will talk about how to create your own application. All you need to do is, there are two ways of doing it. You can copy this file, this is the whole directory, or there is an application template that you can use it to copy. And once if you copy and leave it here in the root directory, it gets loaded automatically. We will talk about that in the next video. Also, one other option that you may have is to create a application in your own GitHub repository and just come back and link it here. That's another way. That's what we will do in the next video.